How do you feel at this point of the week?
Feel great, man. Feel ready to go for this week.
Can you kind of take us through the events of Thursday night with you and I guess into Friday morning when you reported the symptoms?
Got hit, went in the tent, got cleared, and then came in the next day and had stuff going on. So as you guys saw, I went on the protocol. Yesterday got cleared from the protocol. Today I feel great.
Just to clarify, you were checked and cleared for a concussion on Thursday?
Yeah, in the tent.
What went into putting the dark visor on?
I'm not really going to get into specifics. I've worn a visor pregame. I've worn a visor in practice. It's not something that's new for me, so I'll leave it at that.
You also should do the smelling salts or whatever too. That's something you do a lot.
We can break down every little thing that I do. I think it's funny how things get caught on camera when you could do some things other times that aren't on camera. So I'm not going to get into all the specifics and into a debate about it. I'm focused on this week and the Colts.
Did you make a mention about the team attention to detail and focus in practice? Have you seen good response, good reaction this week in preparing for the Colts?
Yeah, I think it's all about accountability, doing all the little things right, and instilling confidence in your teammates so that you're doing your job. And it starts with every man looking in the mirror himself. And I thought we had a good week of practice, and hopefully it makes for a good showing come Saturday.
Most of the guys were talking about, I know you guys take it one game at a time, but most of the guys were talking about this maybe being a must-win at the playoffs start this week. Do you kind of feel the same way? Because it seems like it has huge implications on what's going to happen.
You know me. Every week is a must-win. People amplify things as we get closer to the playoffs. People like to look at where other people are, but at the end of the day, it's about this locker room. It's about us handling our business, and everything should take care of itself. So I'm not looking forward to anything other than the Colts this week.
How much do things change if Alex can't go on the other side?
I mean, it's tough. To replace a guy like that would be very tough. I hope he can make it, but if he can't, obviously we have MG and Hervig to fill in for him. I feel very comfortable with those guys, but at the same time, Alex is a special player because of who he is.
Anything else? Is there a level, is you, just by the fan speculation or outside speculation saying you were somehow treated wrong or something, a concussion situation, is there a frustration with that for you? Do you say, like, I'm fine, like, is that accurate to say that you don't like the scrutiny of being...
I don't hear the scrutiny, so I don't know. We went through all the steps possible and felt like we did everything the right way.
I know injuries are nothing new to this team, but how important is a guy like Alex Highsmith if he can't go? Are you guys optimistic he's going to be able to play?
Man, for me as a player, I'm very optimistic that he's going to be out there with us, but you just never know. When you have a guy like that have a possibility of not being in your lineup, and kind of alter your game plan, but we have a young guy that's rolling in behind him, and Nick, that had a lot of downtime and a lot of energy, ready to come around the edge if his number is called. But we just have to wait and see what happens Saturday morning.
Do you scratch your head with all the injuries that you guys have had this year? Like, important guys missing time.
No, not really, because, I'm sure you covered this game for a very long time. I've been in the league for a very long time. It's almost a matter of you just holding your breath. It's something that's almost inevitable. That's going to happen. You just hope and pray that you have your team positioned physically enough to where they can be out of harm's way as much as possible. But you just have to roll with the punches, man. That's the beauty about this game and all the time you have throughout OTAs and training camp to be able to mold your guys and the guys that may have to get their number called to show up and play big for us.
You feel like you guys, your backs are against the wall now. This is must-win territory for you guys. If you're looking at the whole big picture of things.
Yeah, I mean, like Coach talked about, the winner and the loser is going to be, the winner will be better positioned than the loser will be. So at this stage of our season, every game is a must-win. Because we're one of those teams that's right there on the cusp. And we have about five or four other teams right under us that's 7-6 as well. So the biggest thing is we just have to handle what we can control, and that's lining up and winning the ball games that we have left on our schedule. And that's the beauty about this. We're not having to wait and see what other teams have to do yet. we still have control of our own destiny.
I'm sure you observed Mike Tomlin from a distance, but now just being here in the fold, what do you observe from him in these moments when you guys are facing some adversity? What kind of messages does he have for you guys, and what's his leadership approach?
Man, he just get everybody back focusing on the main goal. Obviously, we have to have a sense of urgency going into this fourth quarter of the season, because, quite frankly, we talk about breaking the season down in quarters, and right now we're 0-2 in the fourth quarter of the season. You know, and if we want to go where we have envisioned of going, you know, that's not going to get it done. But the beauty about it is that we have 4 games left, and Coach did a great job of having guys understand that it's still right there in front of us. We just have to stop kicking ourselves in our own butts and execute, you know, at our best. You know, so if we can do those things and start fast, you know, if we can start fast, not kick ourselves in our own butt, and execute the calls that are called into the guys, you know, we could be a very, very dangerous team.
Talking to the guys on the offense, they've talked about trying to have more urgency this week, more communication, more togetherness, trying to get back to the group that they felt like they were going into that Cincinnati game. On the other side of the ball, have you noticed that? Have you noticed them changing anything, or maybe a heightened sense of urgency on that group?
Well, you know, it's always tough to see when we're practicing, because when they're on the field, we're on the sideline kind of watching, you know, the tablets and trying to go through the game plan and our adjustments on the sideline. So we'll find out Saturday, you know, because we can do all the talking that we want. You know, we have to go out and execute and be on one accord, you know, when it matters. You know, we can do it all we want in practice, but if it don't show up in the game, what good was that we could practice? So we'll just have to wait and see what happens Saturday.
I know, as a guy that's been in the league a long time, I know that you're a leader in this locker room. You've been a leader in other locker rooms. Kind of a big picture question, but how are leaders made? How does a team kind of identify a leader?
I mean, honestly, there's so many different ways that you can identify a leader, just on how a guy handles himself on a day-to-day basis, how he practices, how he treats people around the facility, how he demands others' attention, you know, when he is speaking or have something to say. And we have a bunch of those guys. We have a bunch of different leaders. You know, we have vocal leaders. We have guys that don't take any nonsense, like, you know, the Cam Haywards. You know, so, but, you know, you need those guys. And I just love the great mixture that we do have, to where there's not always that one guy that has to, you know, boast his chest out or try to get the guys to understand what's going on. So, like I said, it's a bunch of different leaders that's out there. We have a good variety on this team, a good mixture on this team. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Do you have to have experience and a track record of winning to be a leader?
I don't necessarily think so. You know, I could just remember when I came into the league. You know, I got the C on my chest as a cornerback my 3rd year, and I feel like I didn't do anything special. I was just being me. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's no age on leadership, or on when your number is called to be a leader.
What category do you fall into?
As far as
the leaders that you mentioned, the type of leaders.
I'm lead by an example. Yeah, I just like to come to work each and every day, get my job done, you know, help guys along the way that haven't been in the position that I've been in or am in right now. And, yeah, just an old savvy vet, man. Just do it the right way all the time.
TJ Watt has put together another season that will put him in contention for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
Having a chance to work alongside him and be in meeting rooms with him, what have you learned about him that you maybe didn't know coming into this organization that makes him so special?
Well, you know, being in the league for a very long time and having my first opportunity being around a Defensive Player of the Year, it's no surprise, you know, when you see all those when you're not in the locker room, in the meeting room with them. It's no surprise when you see those splash plays, because now I have an opportunity to work with him each and every day, how vocal he is in the meeting room, how he understands different pass sets or how teams try to attack him. And he goes out there, once he sees those looks, he just go out there and destroys. And it shows up week in and week out. And like I said, it's not a surprise to me to have seen those plays over the years and not to be on the same side of the ball with him and just see it all unfold. It's like, yeah, there's no secret why he is who he is.
That being said, I know you guys believe in the backup edge rushers as well, but when you see that he's cleared from concussion protocol and he's good to go this week, is that kind of like not a sigh of relief, but you're kind of like...
Talking about Alex?
No, TJ.
Oh yeah, TJ. Yeah, man, that's definitely a sign of relief because he is our Superman on our defense. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and when we have 90 on the field, we're just that much better. I feel like it just makes us that much more dynamic and easier to get to the quarterback.